Check it out now. Holy. Now, Clifford Harris is not here for the effing gimmicks, people. Now, if you guys don't know, pretty much Boosie, who did an interview with Vlad TV recently, was actually asked a very controversial question to see if he was going to keep the same energy. If you don't know, Boosie's one of the last of the real in the game, okay? He says he don't tolerate snitches. He's one of the only people to call out wanna. He says if somebody's cooperating with the police, he can't rock with them. He don't care who. Could be his own kid, okay? Now, after basically he teamed up with T.I. to go against Charleston White, because Charleston White called out his son Tootie Raw and also T.I.'s son King, basically him and T.I. got together to go against Charleston White. Except they announced right after that they were going to do a joint album. People thought it was great, looked great on paper. I mean, you got one of the realest from the South, Boosie, and of course the king of the South, T.I. Then a controversial clip leaked. Now, this clip was a old podcast episode that T.I. did, where T.I. basically said, yo, people, let me tell y'all this, man. I had a gun charge back in the day, and to keep it real, I was going to go down for it, but I got the charge with my mans, and my mans was my cousin, okay? My cousin ended up dying before we went to trial, and my cousin, in death, told me to tell on him, so I told on him, okay? I pinned the gun on him, I got off, and basically, I never went to jail.
Police, pull us over, I have a gun. Why are we going through the court process? And so we caught no gun cases, 2 died. And, you know, my lawyer said, well, you know, I can make everything go away if it was Tramel's. After he had passed, I had a talk with him.
What to say?
Say, I take all the charges you got. If you can walk away free and put it on me, goddamn right.
So is that what boys giving you shit about because you put it on?
Nah, hell no.
Okay.
Nah. Don't nobody even know about that. I just volunteered. Don't nobody even know about that. I'm just being honest. Yeah. That's the only time I done never said or gave no information about nobody, because that's my cousin, my big cousin. He was dead, and he told me that it was okay.
Now, some people don't consider telling on your co-defendant if they're dead snitching, but some people do. Boosie, one of those people that actually believes anything you tell the cops is snitching, okay? Now, Boosie actually spoke on somebody else, which was Brian Birdman Williams' brother, and that guy's name is Gangsta Williams. Now, Gangsta Williams is somebody from, Louisiana who has a reputation in the streets. However, his reputation was actually dirtied because when he came home, people found out that he apparently told to get lesser time. Now, who did he tell on? A dead man, okay? Now, Boosie came out, lashed out against that, saying, yo, you not gangster. You can't even tell against the dead. So, basically, the mere fact that you told, even though the guys you told on was dead, you pretty much ain't street. So then people looked at him after this T.I. video broke to say, yo, Boosie, you gonna keep the same energy? Essentially, Boosie said, yo, if T.I. really did this, he's a rat. Now, he did try to soften the blow by saying, well, I think he's lying. However, T.I. actually hopped on Instagram and T.I. let Boosie have it, okay? Because clearly Boosie announced that their joint tape was not going to come out because of these new snitch rumors about T.I. And obviously, T.I. was not feeling it, so he said this. Yeah, so I don't know if it's you or your OG uncle that needs to see it, but I got my paperwork ready to show. Pull up, my number and my address still the same. My nigga, to get on the net and speak on some shit you've never spoke to me about is leaving me to believe you've been hiding your heart the whole time. I never speak certain disrespect on your name, reputation about it. If, homie, the convict code say, when in doubt, pull the paperwork out. And if you ain't did that, shut up. Now, I don't know what type of time you on, but I'll say again, if it was a question or confusion about anything I said, you could have called me and asked so you could report back and tell your OG, or you could have pulled up and checked the black and white like I'm offering now. Either way, though, my nigga, I ain't bound to no niggas' opinion of me, because what they think will never overrule what I know. So don't wonder no mo, homie. Answer the if, pull up and report back to the rest of these niggas who opinion matters so much to you, because I could give a fuck about what no nigga think about me. The tail shall never wag the dog. Leadership leads with facts and stats. We don't follow no fantasy land shit. Remember that, and I ain't bending my knees for nothing or fearing nothing but God. So come on and see what you speaking about so next time you can speak intelligently. Then he tagged Boosie. I expect more from you. This shit ain't solid. Obviously, I thought we was something we wasn't. Now, ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm not too sure what T.I. is talking about, and I love T.I. Boosie is one of the only people I'm seeing that's keeping the same energy. And what I've realized in the rap game, it's rules for some, not rules for all. Your homie could do the same thing that your op does, but your op is wrong, but your homie's right. Listen, nobody's keeping the same energy. And when it comes to this whole conversation of talent, I personally don't care, but I do hate when people are hypocrites, okay? I hate when people would call it one way if they didn't know the person, but then they call it the other way because they do know him, or they turn a blind eye. And I got to give Boosie some credit. Boosie's calling it straight down the middle. He's like, I did some music with this guy. I did 8 songs. But if he actually told on the dead when I called another nigga a rat for telling on the dead, well, he a rat too. That seems like simple logic. Now, I don't know what paperwork that T.I. is talking about that would absolve him from what he said. I mean, again, the whole thing about snitching I've told people a lot of times is that, there's 20 different definitions of snitching. Some people believe that you're only snitching when you tell on the person you did the crime with. Some people believe you're snitching when you only say something to put somebody in jail. There's all type of definitions of snitches, okay? Now, is this snitching? According to Boosie, it is. Is this snitching as other people? Maybe not. Regardless of the fact, Boosie's standing and he's not being a hypocrite, and I respect it. Now, if T.I. says some paperwork absolves him, listen, why say that without just presenting the paperwork? Or now that you are being accused of snitching, if you care about it enough to write this whole paragraph, nigga, drop the paperwork, okay? Apparently everybody said they can't find this particular case. You claim you got the paperwork to the case. Drop the paperwork. Hopefully it will tell us what everybody's wondering, because here's the thing about T.I. T.I. people feel has a checkered past. People are looking at him from the silencers and when he got caught with that big gun case to all type of other things, Crime Stopper commercials, and people are saying, is T.I. one of those, okay? Now, if there is another question about his resume, I think rather than wait for Boosie to pull up, dog, drop it on the gram, okay? Now, again, I'm just going to say, should Boosie may have given a call to T.I. to try to figure out what it is? Probably. If y'all are cool, you probably should, try to check him before you try to speak on it online. Regardless, though, I can't knock Boosie for keeping the same energy. What we're seeing in music is that all these gangster rappers are not keeping the same energy. They claim that they don't pick and choose, but all we see is pick and choosing, okay? They claim they speak on everything that's to do with the streets, but they only speak on the stuff that their ops is doing or people that they don't like. They ignore conveniently that when people they like do something wrong, they refuse to call it out. So we will see what it is, man. But clearly, Boosie and T.I. are now on the same page. I don't think this album's going to come out, and I don't know if they're going to rectify the situation because Boosie seems to be locked in on the fact that he ain't rocking with nobody who he believes is cooperating, and T.I. is saying, boy, pull up and check the paperwork, okay? Now, he did drop an album called Paper Trail. Maybe you got to drop one called Paper Work. Get a comment, you guys like them, subscribe to Bush Academics. I'm out.